All right, let's dive in. Today we're going to decode something that's often wrapped up in a lot of mystery, Xuanxue. We're going to peel back all those layers and really get to the powerful logic and practical wisdom hiding inside, especially for our world today. So when you hear that word, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's, well, fortune telling, right? But is that the whole story, or could Xuanxue actually be something bigger, like an ancient science built on thousands of years of observation? That's the big question we're tackling. Okay, let's just clear the air right from the start. On one hand, you've got the common myths, that this is all just superstition, some kind of weird occult mystery. But the reality, for those who actually study it, is totally different. They see it as the study of universal laws, a real path to self-awakening, and a system for understanding how we're all connected to the universe. So our first mission here is to move past all that superstition and start to see Xuanxue for what it really is. A serious discipline that's all about the unseen laws governing, well, everything. You know, the name itself actually gives us a huge clue. Xuan means profound or, little mysterious, and Xue just means study. So put them together, and Xuanxue is literally the profound study of the universe's most basic principles. And its roots? They go way, way back to the ancient wisdom of the I Ching, which is all about change and finding harmony. Now let's really dig into this idea of Xuanxue as an ancient science. And I want you to forget about test tubes and laboratories for a second. This science was based on something else entirely. Just watching and tracking cosmic patterns over thousands of years. And think about that timescale for a minute. 5,000 years. We're talking about a system that's built on over 5 millennia of continuous data. I mean, ancient scholars were meticulously recording the movements of the stars, the planets, looking for patterns, for connections, kind of like the very first astronomers. And it wasn't just about looking up at the sky. They also analyzed over 10,000 individual life charts. You can think of it like a massive historical database, all to find these recurring patterns in human life and see how they connect to those larger cosmic cycles. It was basically an ancient form of big data analysis. What's so cool is how this doesn't have to be a battle between Xuanxue and modern science. They actually fit together. Look, modern science is amazing at studying the visible material world, right? Using repeatable experiments over a few hundred years. Xuanxue, on the other hand, is looking at the invisible energetic world through millennia of pattern recognition. They're just two different toolkits for understanding two different sides of reality. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's not about choosing one or the other. You could say that if science helps us understand the what, Xuanxue gives us a framework to explore the why, those invisible energetic forces that influence our world. Okay, so at the absolute core of Xuanxue is this beautiful, simple framework, the 3 cosmic pillars: heaven, earth, and human. This is like the operating system that makes the whole thing run. So let's break them down. First up, we've got heaven, or Tiandao. Now, this isn't a place with clouds and harps. It's all about the patterns of time. Think of it like cosmic timing, the cycles of the seasons, the movement of the planets, these big energetic shifts. The wisdom of heaven is all about knowing when to go for it and, just as important, when to hang back and wait. It's all about timing. Next is the earth pillar, or Yi Dao. This one represents the energy of space, your physical environment. This is where you get ideas like feng shui. The concept here is that the way your house, your city, even your office is laid out creates an energy field, and that field can either support you or create obstacles. And finally, we get to what might be the most important pillar of all, human, or Rendao. This is all about the power of our own mind, our consciousness, and our choices. See, Xuanxue is super clear about this. Heaven gives you the timing, earth gives you the environment, but it's your own free will, your own decisions that actually steer the ship. So you can see this is way more than just some abstract, dusty old philosophy. The whole point of Xuanxue is for it to be a practical map, a guide for wisdom. So let's look at how these ancient ideas can actually be used in our world right now. And what's great is that it's totally scalable. So on a personal level, you can use a system like Bazi, which is sort of like a detailed birth chart, to really understand your own strengths and weaknesses. For your family, you can use feng shui to make your home feel more harmonious. And on an even bigger scale, businesses and even governments can look at these cosmic trends to help them make better strategic decisions. And if we translate all that into modern language, 4 clear benefits pop out. Xuanxue can be a powerful tool for psychological self-awareness. It can be your own personal strategy guide for navigating life's ups and downs. It offers a cultural story for finding meaning beyond just stuff. And it can even be a spiritual practice for getting back in sync with the natural world. Okay, let's bring this right up to the present moment. Why on earth does any of this ancient wisdom matter now, in our crazy, fast-paced, digital age? Well, it turns out it might matter more than ever. So get this. According to Xuanxue's cyclical calendar, 2024 marks the beginning of a brand new 20-year cycle. It's called the 9th period. And this era, which runs until 2044, is predicted to be defined by, well, exactly what we're seeing all around us: AI, virtual reality, and just an insane overload of information. And that's the bottom line. In an age where we're bombarded by digital noise and distractions 24/7, this ancient system offers a map. It's a way to cut through all that chaos and find your own personal rhythm, to align your energy, and to get a real, clear sense of direction when everything else feels so uncertain. And we're going to end on this one really powerful idea. There's a huge distinction in Xuanxue between fate and destiny. Fate is kind of like the hand of cards you're dealt when you're born, the unchangeable stuff. But destiny, that's the path you create by how you choose to play those cards. So this system isn't about giving up and saying whatever happens, happens. It's about giving you the wisdom to play your hand to the absolute best of your ability. So what would you do differently if you had that map?